Okay. Okay. Sorry. And the scissor CPP. So in the Aruba ClearPass, users, sorry, in the Aruba ClearPass, users Redis certificate, HTTPS certificate, and database certificate. There are three certificates that is used for the secure various communications. Ensure trusted instruction between the ClearPass clients and other network components. They require the certificates. Okay. The first certificate, the Redis certificate, they use for the PIP or IPTLS certificates. For use we authentication about the endpoints. Okay. What is used for the Redis certificate? The Redis certificates is used for the secure authentication traffic between the ClearPass servers and the client device using IPTLS or IPTIP authentication methods. Okay. The Redis certificate is used to the secure authentication traffic between the ClearPass server and the endpoint or client device using the IPTLS or IP method that require the secure tunnel, form a tunnel. Okay. It's manual authentications during the IPTLS during the 1 second. One more. Sorry, headphone issue. Okay. So I'm just talking about the Redis certificates. Redis certificate depend upon your it required to the Redis to the AD servers. Okay, certificate download from the AD servers. You say you configure. I just explain the theory and then go to the practical. Then going to explain the how to generate the CSR and then CSR created to the Wingtail team or AD server teams. So just explain the theory about the okay. The Redis server used to secure authentication from the tunnel IPTLS or IPTIP. The manual authentication during the IPTLS authentication that ClearPass server present the Redis certificate to the client to prove the identity from the IPTLS. Okay, IPTLS Redis certificate during the IPTLS authentication the ClearPass server present the Redis certificate to the client to prove the its identity. That means when going to there are authentication method, if PIP is the user base and username password based authentication, and if TLS is a certificate authentication. Both are Redis authentication method, but one is a certificate based authentication and other is a username or password based authentication. Certificate based authentication means that authentication don't verify the username password. They are going to verify this server certificate. If the endpoints going to install the certificates and then going to connect to the system and verify the certificate for the ClearPass from the servers and the client, are both the certificate are same. If the certificate going to wrong, so that going to authentication is not happening. They are unauthorized. Okay, it's a certificate authentication is the if TLS. But if PIP is the username and password based authentication, that time they are not going to verify the certificate. They are going to verify the username and password from the AD. They are going endpoint sending the request to the ClearPass sending the request verified to the AD server. They are asking this some Manoj that person is there or not. We can verify the username and password. AD server again going to check the database, internal database, and acknowledge the CPM server that Manoj is there and Manoj is part of the AD. Then acknowledgement is successfully, their authentication happen successfully, and then the user going to able to access the any networks. Okay, so one is if TLS and one is if PIP. Got it? Both are Redis certificates. Both are Redis certificates. Require the certificates. But one is the username password based authentication. One is a certificate authentication. For the .1x policy. Okay. Redis certificate depend upon .1x policy. Got it? Redis certificate used only for the endpoint, not with device authentication. Only for regarding the device. Any endpoint going to authenticate into any networks, going to try to connect the networks, they are going to AAA authentication. Okay, they are found that the parameter are clear, then going to authenticate the systems. Otherwise, the system going to deny the system, reject the policy. Okay. The Redis certificates establish a secure tunnel between the client and ClearPass to protect the sensitive information like the credential, session share. This type of information is going to share with the form the tunnel. This tunnel is a TLS form. So not going to the data is an encrypted format. They're not going to decrypt anybody in between the tunnels. Okay. And other certificates is database certificates. Database certificate is require the database certificate is required the database from the cluster. You have the number of servers, number of subscriber. So need to sync the data from one server to other servers. So that type require the database certificates. Okay. Database certificate means that certificate required the all number of servers going to sync all the data in the one form. Database certificate not required the any third party validate to the database from any AD server. Database itself is created from the ClearPass publisher. Okay. An HTTPS certificate is the certificate going to access to the HTTP servers and guest servers that require the HTTP certificates. These three certificates required for the Aruba ClearPass is mandatory. All these certificates required and mandatory certificates. Not going to, if you now download the install the certificates, the system not going to authenticate and not encrypt from the funnel. So it's mandatory all these certificates. Okay, any issue about the certificates? What is the benefit of the Redis certificate? To prevent the man and middleman attacks during the authentication process. This required the Redis authentication. The Redis certificate required to prevent the man and middleman attacks to attack during the authentication process. Again, encrypt the data, ensure the secure authentication for users and devices. the first ready certificate benefit of the first man-in-the-middle attacks going to stops. Second is encrypted data ensure secure authentication for users and device. The communication between the users and device should be in secure encrypted format. They require these certificates for Redis only. Other than HTTPS certificate, the HTTPS certificate is used for the secure web access to the ClearPass management interface and guest portal services. HTTPS certificate is the used to secure web-based access to the ClearPass management interface and the guest portal access. Okay, fine. So how is it used for the HTTPS? When administrator log and ClearPass policy managed through the web browsers, the HTTPS certificate secure the connection using the SSL or TLS. When going to log in the Aruba ClearPass from the any browser, that browser should be in the secure authentication that require the certificate from the HTTPS. Okay, it prevent the ensure the server authenticity from the ClearPass and the browsers. And guest portal require the HTTP certificate. That means ClearPass use HTTP certificate to secure guest login portal and self-service registration portals accessed by the end users. Okay, in the HTTP certificate there are two points to require the HTTP is mandatory. One point is going to browse and access to the Aruba ClearPass. That browser and ClearPass server should be in secure SSL or TLS certificate. TLS connection form between the server and browsers. Second one is ClearPass guest portal. Anybody guest portal HTTP certificate to secure guest login portal and self-service registration portal accessed by the any end users. Okay, that require the HTTP certificates. Okay, what is the benefit about the HTTP service? There is same thing, protect against the man-in-the-middle attacks. Second is ensure that second was ensures trust by displaying valid certificate to end users. And third one is the database certificate. The database certificate is used for the securing communication between the ClearPass policy managers, application layer and its internal external database. Okay, MSQL or PostgreSQL database. That database encryption database ensure that a query response and data transfer between the ClearPass and its database are the encrypted. Second point, prevents the unauthorized interruption of sensitive data like authentication logs, policies and user records. Authentication, the prove the identity of the database servers to ClearPass to prevent connecting to malicious or compromised database systems that require the database certificates. Example, when a ClearPass stores user session data, policies are logged in its internal database. When using the external database for extended storage or user direct dictionary integration, require this for user use cases. What is the benefit about the database certificates? What is the benefit of the database certificate? They protect the sensitive data such as authentication logs, policies and device information from the unauthorized access. Secure ClearPass operations involving the internal external database interaction. Okay, so these three certificates is mandatory for the Aruba ClearPass environment. It's mandatory. If you're not going to certificate install, so the performance of your ClearPass is not proper and validate to endpoint authentication, HTTP logs and database. Okay, it's clear, bro. All three certificates. Any doubts? But let me know. I will again explain. Okay, I just explain about the certificate, how to create. What is the CSR? Okay, so server certificates. When going to create any type of certificate going to create, so should be mandatory. We should be select the proper format. See, this my ClearPass servers is a publisher. Should be when going to certificate generate or anything on, if the server subscriber or publisher, don't use the subscriber form create the any CSR. Use only publisher. Publisher going to create the new CSR and that CSR use for the that CSR file go share to the winter team. They are going to add a root certificate and other server certificate and share to us, and then that file import in my servers. So they are going to validate the authentication happening from the endpoints and your ClearPass and your AD servers. Okay, but use only for publisher, not use any certificate going to create. So use for the publisher, don't use the subscriber when going to create the any certificate. When one publisher going to install the certificate and validate the certificate, then same certificate download from the publisher, and then same publisher certificate going to install this other subscriber. Not required the all number of server, required the create the same CSR. Only one server going to create a CSR, that certificate going to share the other subscriber, but only for once publisher going to share, install and import and download from other servers. It means that the certificate from creation are important only for publisher, not in subscriber. But after installation completed from your publisher, certificate has activated has successfully, then you can download the certificate from the publisher, then certificate import in or other subscriber. Okay, not require the all subscriber, all publisher get the same CSR and send it to the Wintel team. Don't require, only for one server going to require for the create a certificate and same certificate install for the other same server subscriber. It's clear? Okay.
But in my army is not really, I told you like one publisher and one subscriber.
Hmm.
We are doing two separate CSR for publisher one and for the subscriber one.
So both the publisher and subscriber are the same location or other location?
Same location.
So not required. If you are going to same, see what is the funda about the certificates. If you are there in the different city, different country, so if we not in clusters, so that time require the separate certificate. But in same city and same cluster, you don't require the create the same CSR from the both the servers. Only for publisher use for the same certificate, all the same for the subscriber. As a best practice. So when going to create any certificates, one second, the import option is there. Export is okay, fine. So okay, Redis, HTTPS and database certificates. So example, this create a certificate, first select the server. Select server, that means server's name is publisher. Okay, and again select the uses, which server, which certificate need to create CSR. So should be that Redis should be Redis, database should be Redis, database to be Redis, HTTPS, HTTPS to be database. Not the same. If you create a certificate from Redis, so should be select on Redis only here. Okay, don't confuse for the other certificate which you selected. Okay, every time should be publisher and select the proper you just select the proper syntax to certificate which certificate need to create. If otherwise you publisher created and creating you create a Redis certificate, but you selected over here the database, is not happening. Make sure that the certificate should be in the Redis. Which certificate need to create, it should be in select proper syntax. Okay, I just configure this some. So organization name, that means any company name or any organization names that should be required. Cisco, I'm just stopping Cisco organization. Organization unit, that full name about is cisco.com, Cisco Mumbai. Fully organization names. What is this capital? Location should be in Mumbai, and Mumbai. State is Maharashtra. Okay, but country India is not full, only for IANS SATCUT. Don't use full name. Okay, DNS should be in the publisher IP. This is a publisher IP. Preset key should be in the, remember which preset key should be set over here, because that preset key required from the when going to install the certificate. So the certificate preset key should be in, remember, don't forget about this certificate password reset key. And private key is more secure RSA algorithm. What number of algorithm is there? So number of 4096 is now RSA for the more secure algorithm. For the MD5 SSH more secure 512. What? is this? Oh, login is expired. So now download the CSR. This CSR file shared to the editing. They are merged to all this root certificate from your all servers, and they are shared sent back to us. Then you import the certificate from the. So should we select the certificate name also uses Redis certificate, the Redis database, the database HTTP should be selected from the which certificate should be imported. Okay. Enter the preset key which you are shared created from when is set from the you download this, create the CSR, okay, and import it. That's it. Okay, this is a practice for the Redis only. Same practice for the HTTPS also, same as it is. Should we create on HTTPS? But
How long is private key is stored in CPP?
come again, I can get it, bro.
How long is private key will be saved in the CPP?
How long? A preset key shared in the when the certificate expire, that key also expire, bro.
Because what happened last time,
Mm-hmm.
we generated our CSR and we sent to our Intel team.
Mm-hmm.
They taken more than around 15 to 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
When I imported the certificate, it
Mm.
was not working.
What is the error?
Whether I don't remember, this is 2 years back. Then what happened, I searched somewhere in the Google, it will show only for 15 days, then it will expire something like
No, only CSR file, bro. CSR. That CSR only. CSR is limitation is there, correct. But after imported the certificate, they are not limitation. Till expiration time, they are working. But when going to CSR, that only 15 days only, bro. CSR file. CSR, not in the certificate. Certificate till whatever the time you decided on the share to 20, they are Intel team assign the duration time 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. That will be work on the preset key. But CSR file is should be in the less than 15 days to complete the now import certificate. Not that not unlimited preset key should be showed. Only 15 days for CSR file. Got it? Certificate for till whatever they decided from Intel team, how many years, 2 years, 3 years, they should be preset key should be working, not impacted from the any preset key impact. But CSR file should be in work completed in the duration 15 days, not more than that. That is the duration time. Got it? So I'm just talking, I'm just asking about the I'm going to create the HTTPS certificate. So it should be select on HTTPS only. Okay, not in the Redis. Should be clear publisher here and select particular parameter to the certificate from the which certificate need to create. I'm going to create this HTTPS. I'm click on HTTPS. Same format. Okay, location same, but only send it only IN India. That's it. Preset key should be select whatever the set. Should be remember that key when going to create. Same file should be shared to them. Okay. HTTPS and Redis both this practice are same, but selected from the certificate proper RSA. Then last certificate database certificate itself is a own. Don't require any third party ID server certificates. Or should be clear is the self-signed certificate. It's a self-signed certificate. Okay. Database certificate is a self-signed certificate. Okay, same organization also same, location also same. This preset key not remember. You are not asking any remembers. But the duration time is maximum 2000. Duration time is valid days is maximum 2000 days should be database certificate till working 2000 days. Got it? And if you selected what 600 days, 1000 days, whatever you can select it, no worry. Because this is self-signed certificates. Okay, this is install certificates. I am going to install the certificates. You directly install, but make sure that don't use the install any certificate from during the production environment. Please use take the downtime or take the proper inform to all management team to I am going to install the certificate, because the certificate should be required reboot. Okay, that affecting what it.
Okay, yeah.
So that should make sure that we take care about the any installation is going on. So please make sure take a downtime, inform the management, sir I want to upgrade the certificate, I want to import the certificate, so I need the downtime. Okay, make sure that take this precaution. That's it. Okay, the certificate is activated now. It is 30. Okay,
Okay.
so I am my production. I am my is a lab, so I do everything. I did everything. Okay, but I am this you are you working in the live environment? So don't do this like this. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So these three types of certificate I just explained you. The radius certificate, HTTPS, and database certificate. This certificate should be in the proper format and proper syntax. Validate radius and HTTP depend upon the AD servers. But database certificate is self certificate, not required any third-party validation. CS certificates itself is create and install. That's it. But database certificate is sure more data synchronization about the all the servers in a single database. Okay, that certificate should be required. So any doubt from the certificates are clear?
No doubt, everything is clear.
Okay, fine, no issue.
In January, we are going to do radius certificate training.
Okay, so fine. So please take the before the expiring uh, install the certificate before expiring. Don't wait for the expiration time. It will take 15 days before or 10 days before you can download and install the certificate. Don't wait for the uh, till expires time, because if you till expires, so authentication not going to happen, bro, because I told you the what is the certificates used and what is important about the certificates, because certificate HTTPS and radius depend upon your AD servers. Okay, if your condition you are not going to check the certificates expiration time and the certificate suddenly expire, you know, don't about you're not going to anything go through your validation time or expiration time. So what will happen? So just example, like today my certificate expire, just example. So all authentication not happening, all endpoint going to unauthentication, all not for single, all endpoints should be connected in a user that going to unauthenticated. So all requests coming to the rejected, because now they are not going to validate the certificates is bot. So that take care about the certificate expiration time. Don't wait for the till expire going to upload. Before that we can do it 1 month, also 1 month before also do it, no worry about that. So today is 20 November, so they are going to automatically take the next time. Okay, don't wait for the uh, till expiration time. Is the best practice 1 month before you can create a certificate and import it. Better for you is the best practice. Don't wait for the expiration time, because until unless you are on leave or emergency leaves, what will happen that time? Nobody can take care about that. So is the best practice. You can take 1 month before you can uh, renew the certificates.
Yeah.
These are the certificate from the your servers. You already installed a certificate. This is enable the proper by default. This LDAP certificate enable you can enable from your ADs trust at list. Okay, for AD server only. The by default is this CH OU already there. So requirement about the your environment you can enable it. Okay. Take the this go if you GoDaddy certificate used for use the enable for a GoDaddy. Okay, so these OU all organization units they are going to use for the by default is there, that template already that you should be enabled from as per the what is the certificate authority over there, what is the authority over there, the third party authority you can enable the third party. Okay, so this template already there should be enabled as per the requirement, but you already think is most of the your AD you are organizers, so don't use for this. Okay, is a standard process. By default AD storage LDAP is there. This is for this certificate could be by default enable. Don't require any elaboration. Requisition list, that's the certificate requisition that used by the various endpoint verify the whether the certificate is valid or trustworthy. That requisition list should be create and import about the it take the help of the tag. You can if you require, but don't require, they are not going to use for that normally until and unless because other scenario.
Can you tell me one more time what is the purpose of this regard creation?
Aruka regulation verify the certificates for endpoints and your trustworthy valid certificates. Valid certificate means various endpoint going to verify the whether the certificates is valid and trustworthy. That precaution list.
So it will verify our radius certificate.
Radius set also, yes.
Okay.
Reverse precaution list. So yesterday I'll complete the radius, takas, device fingerprint, dictionary, ingress, on-guard script also is created. On-guard setting. The on-guard setting, you know, that download from here. Any types of Windows, Mac, Ubuntu, CentOS. This type of OS we can support our ClearPass. So this on-guard agent should be in file from the download, and an agent should be a version download from here. Okay, Mac OS should be download from agent from here. Ubuntu we can download for these. Okay, rated from here. But with server, normally we are not using the on-guard agent from the install from the servers. Normally, is not best practice. Okay. But some customer going to force you can install the certificate from your server also. But this is not best practice going to use for the server, only for the endpoint. But until and some rare cases we can use it, but take the, because the server is all application load working for the 24/7. So on-guard is going to authentication and some checking the validation about the compliance, anything wrong. So that system going to, that server going to out of the network. That is very impact. So don't use the any authentication method. Authentication method use, but don't use the on-guard agent install from your Windows servers. Okay, it's not best practice. But until unless custom going to force, you can use, but inform to them, sir, anything happen, I will not take care of that, because the any on-guard agent going to continuous checking the health set about the your systems. Anything goes wrong, they system going to, as per the not compliance matching, the system going to quarantine and out of the network. I am not take the risk about the any Windows servers. You can import the passport account. Passport account you can add the over here, so that time you can update anything about the patch update or any update from the ClearPass firmware or patches. You can automatically update. Antivirus also. But it should be required the passport account. Passport account, that means it partner account. This is contact support about the ClearPass remote assistant, required documents. If a documents you can download from the documents over here. All documents should be here. Download ClearPass policy. You can click here and download here. Okay, directly click on download. Okay, so this option is there. So dashboard, administrators, all is completed, only for monitoring or completed. I am going to start the configuration. Configuration part is very important about this. Okay, so device, I'll explain my device, correct? I'll explain. I don't know, but I'm not remember this. Disk proxy target event source is it MAC list about the event source. Third party QRadar. Okay, these are SNMP purpose. Okay, these are the SNMPs, network scanning, SSR logins. Okay. What is those services? No method. Okay, method. Okay. The by default is the protocol authentication method is there. MACauth, MSCHAP, IPTLS. This by default is there. Okay, this template by default is in the Aruba ClearPass. Only used for the as per the requirement. Okay, IPTLS. Source means you are AD server. Going to add the servers. These are AD authentication. You can create and add for the servers. So in this very important point about the, just to explain you. Yeah. So host name and FKDN. Okay, that very important. Please verify the your server or LDAP server or AD server. AD server depend upon IP address. Okay. So in the LDAP means the cluster server. Number of AD servers in this thing, they are going to hit to one FKDN only. That LDAP. So what is the difference about the AD server and LDAP server? I just explain you. So don't confuse about the. Okay, I just explain the LDAP. LDAP. Okay. Okay. LDAP means a cluster of number of servers added in a single PC. They are going to host it in the single name of the that name is, example is Cisco.fqdn is Cisco.com. Okay. But AD server only going to hit it about the only single IP. They are not going to multiple server in the single IP. It's not possible. It should be in the FQDN should be select the number of LDAP. When any organization going to use of the LDAP, so that time don't use the IP address about the going to add this server. Only going to use the FQDN. In the LDAP, only use the FQDN. Don't use the IP address. Going to configure the AD source. Okay, but when going to only AD servers, that time only use the IP address. Don't use the FQDN. Only use the IP address. Okay. In the LDAP, use the FQDN only, but AD server only use the IP address. That is the difference between about the LDAP and AD servers. LDAP is the number of servers, 100 number of servers or 200 number of servers in the they are going to hit it about the only single FQDN IP. That name is Cisco.com. That name should be used. Okay. But when going to only AD servers, single AD servers, that time don't use the NS lookup. You even don't put the NS lookup and use of the that FQDN name from your AD server. Only for the IP or use should be used. It's not working. It's working, but not is a best practice. Understood, na? Okay. So again, one more thing, one precaution: bind password should be select never expire. Never expire should be select the AD servers. When they are AD, not here, they are going to select the one service account. That service account, any service going to create it, that account should be not in the 3 months, 6 months, 180, not. As best practice, never expire the password should be set in your service account for using the AD authentication source. It's the mandatory, bro. It's a mandatory. Okay, it's totally ultimate. If I just example, you set the 3-month expiration time about the bind password. So automatically that password expire. You don't know about the when going to expire, correct? If the password going to expire, that means the all authentication method is not happening. That means all going to endpoint is unauthenticated. They are not going to validate to AD. They are not username going to authenticate from your AD server. Then deny access profile apply, and that system not going to log in your networks. So that time should be is a mandatory and best practice. Bind password should be select as never expire as a best practice. Okay, bro. Don't confuse about this. Okay. If you have multiple servers, you can add the multiple server IP over here. Okay. Multiple server, you can add the multiple server IP. Is a backup. Okay. One is a primary IP. Okay. Second one is the second IPs. Hanging. The number of servers, so one IP, second IP, third IP, so you can add the fallback mechanism. So this is the practice about the AD server going to enable. Okay, not simple process. I just explain about the what is the precaution, only the AD and that bind names. Okay. Okay, then this also is completed, na? How to username password is by local database, correct? This endpoint means endpoint. That endpoint. This is for the endpoint repository. Endpoint repository means all endpoint going to in one database going to sync the data. That means all endpoint in your networks and the infra in the part of the endpoint repository. The smartphone, laptop, desktop, server, all these IoT devices, every device is going to, it is a part of endpoint repository. Okay. You can add the IP address and the valid whitelist from the here. Okay, already exists. Is whitelisted from endpoint repository. If you select the condition about the in the enforcement profile, the endpoint repository should be there in the data. So if that MAC address not whitelisted from here, so that system not going to authenticate it directly at deny access profile apply, because that MAC address not whitelisted from the ClearPass console. Okay, then is a static host. Static host list means you are going to any particular subnet, particular MAC address is going to apply the policy, that time use the static host list. Sometimes use for the some MAC authentication like the IP phone, biometric machines, printers. This type of devices going to move from the MAC authentication policy, and that policy apply from the particular create the policy from the any MAC host list. Okay, and list of MAC address we can add over here. Okay, this type of list should be created. What is the name? So printer, so some type of printer we can that add the number of printers, number of private address, and apply the policy from this particular static host list. Okay, subnet also assign static also. These are number of policies. As subnet going to use for the subnet also. You go for the regular expression, you can go for regular expression like that only. Okay, or go for MAC address based. There are three types of static host we can create and apply the policy. But most of the use are the MAC authentication and MAC based policy we can create from the static host list. Got it? It's clear, bro?
Yeah, clear. Bro, can you tell me what is the purpose of the endpoint on this? Static host I understood to whitelist.
Endpoint means endpoint repository. Any endpoint going to authenticate any. See, you have the number of PCs, 1,000 number of PC in your networks. They apply the policy. You apply the policy in 1,000 number of PC go into in the whitelisted policy. Like that, you have the 1,000 number of PC now is whitelisted and working fine. Okay, 1,001 PC bring order the new PC and bring your network connect to Trathun networks. That time that system should be whitelisted from endpoint here. If you not going to whitelist that MAC address, that system not going to connect your networks. Whitelisting policy should be over here. Whitelisting the MAC address of the system going to whitelist from here only. If after whitelisted, if working fine. If you're not going to whitelist, they are not going to work.
Suppose like I'm bringing my new laptop to my network, I need to whitelist there.
Yes, I need to whitelist over here. That's it. That time is work. If you not whitelist, they are not working. So all known network, all known devices, all known endpoints should be connected in the network. All unknown devices not going to connect. That is a policy. Got it, na? Somebody connect, some salesperson, some new person going to connect your network and try to access the my infra. Okay, so that is not going to work because of the policy. They are going to deny access profile. They are totally stop the networking. They are not able to access the network.
Bro, in my opinion, how you are making Vishnu authentication from the user authentication.
Okay,
Vishnu authentication is also there. You are doing OU, like organization
correct.
OU, right?
Hmm.
Based on that, we are doing the Vishnu authentication.
Hmm.
And the user authentication is based on the certificate.
Okay, PLS. Okay.
So here then no need to add in the endpoint, right? At that time.
No, only certificate based authentication no need to add over here. But if you create the policy from the enforcement profile, so that also possible. Example I'll show you. Uh, Endpoint repository. Status equal known. If known, what is the condition? Authorization known only, allow. And you apply the policy for same policy. Yes, I'm copy this one only. Got it? If the known endpoint should be allowed, unknown device is not allowed. Linux profile. You can apply this policy. Got it, na bro?
Yeah, got it.
Authorized endpoint repository is there, should be allowed. If endpoint repository data is not there, is not allowed. Linux access for direct.
Okay.
Got it? You can apply the policy. It's working fine, bro. Okay, that verify the endpoint repository. If this apply the policy only single PC and single MAC address, if they working fine, then apply the all the organization. Okay, but should be work. It should be work, bro. Okay. Okay, fine. Today is fine enough. Today also going to some other location. So fine, no issue. Today fine, bro. Next Saturday we can continue from the other. We can complete and then go to the services. Okay. Yes, yes, service is going to start, but I just explain architecture, what is the use of that, and then go to service. Service is very critical, and you can deep understanding. So, that's why I'm explaining everything about the clear pass, and then go to the service part. Okay, so today I'm going to wind up the session, bro. Thank you for joining the session. I just explain share to the